Business confidence not looking too good.
No.
Talk to me about this.
Well, there have been a number of events that took place during 2014 that we believe has had a significant impact on what has happened.
Yeah.
Of course, there was the prolonged strike action which took place in the mining industry and then, of course, in the manufacturing industry. And this has impacted very severely on consumer confidence. And when we're looking at business confidence, obviously, with a consumer aimed growth point that we've got in South Africa, if you lose your consumer confidence, you're going to lose just about every other aspect of your business confidence.
We say it's sitting at the lowest level since July last year.
Yes.
Basically, your index says there's a decline from 90.8 in November to 88.3
Yes.
in December. It sounds small, but I imagine it's not.
It is relatively large.
Yeah.
We rebase the confidence index at regular intervals, and we rebased it recently with 2010 as the base. If you've got 100, you are as the base, and anything above 100 is good. Anything below 100 is not good.
Okay.
So looking at 2010, and now we're in 2015, we were sitting at 100 in 2010.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's progressively dropping.
Yes, yes.
Which is not good news for the economy.
It's not good news at all for the economy. And then, of course, we've got other aspects which also impact on the confidence. You know, for instance, the talks from Eskom saying that there's going to be load shedding actually impacts negatively on investor confidence. And this is not just international investors, but our domestic investors are not going to go ahead unless they know they're going to have a secure energy supply.
Well, it certainly does. And I mean, Eskom, I think, must have played a massive role over this time as well. Can you examine how much that has actually dented the consumer confidence?
It's very difficult to put a figure on what that actual impact is, but we do know that particularly in the small and medium enterprise arena, it has had a very severe impact. Yeah. And it's actually had an impact on their operations as well. Load shedding, if you are a retailer and you are in a mall, in a shopping mall, it's not as bad because they have got the compressors and the necessary generators, and the lights don't go off for very long, and you can keep your doors open. If you're not in one of those areas, as soon as those lights go off, you have to close your doors, because then it's when the shoplifters move in and try to clean you out.
Well, I mean, it's devastating. I mean, listen, I can tell you from a shopping centre perspective, and one that's close to my area is Cresta Shopping Centre.
Yes.
And I think they had to have been one of the hardest hit shopping centres when we talk about consumer confidence. I think the Saturday before Christmas they were closed. The Monday before Christmas they were closed due to a lack of electricity. It was down, and they got no generator there. So that you talk about business confidence, that was a devastating month, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And our indicators show that as far as retail sales are concerned, there's been a consistent decline.
Yeah.
Some of the other indicators, there's been an uptick and then a downtick, but definitely in the retail industry, there has been a consistent downtick. And we put this down to the fact that there has been this really severe impact on consumers because of that strike action.
Very quickly, final question. Politics, does that play a role in business confidence?
It does if you're looking at the sort of legislation that is being put on the table. There's the business licensing bill, which is of grave concern. There's the protection of intellectual property rights is a problem. The new labour legislation is also a problem. So there is a host of new legislation which is causing business to take a second look and say, wow, how are you going to deal with this?
All right, thank you for talking to us. Thanks for explaining some of these numbers that are coming out from the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, suggesting that our business confidence is at a low since July 2014. It hasn't been at those levels. Peggy Drodskie is the Acting CEO of SACCI. Thank you for joining us in studio.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, it's time now to take a look at your market.